So I saw that movie with the bear and the white stuff, and it sucks! Taking one look at the trailer, you could tell right away what kind of movie this was going to be. It wasn't going to focus on great characters or super deep themes or anything. I mean, this movie has that TikTok guy that makes fun of corporate America all the time in it. So yeah, you could tell this movie isn't going to be serious in the slightest. Which, you know, I'm fine with so long as this movie knows what it is and what it wants to do. And from what it looked like, all it really wanted to be was a spoof of slasher films where people are lost in the woods and a killer is after them for whatever dumb reason. Only this time, it's a bear on crack. This sounds really stupid, to be honest. But then the opening credits roll by, and I noticed two very familiar names, Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Wait, you mean that Phil Lord and Chris Miller? The same guys who brought us Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and the Lego Movie? Those guys are producing? Oh, that is so awesome! Did you know they also produced Spider-Verse and Mitchell's vs. the Machines? Both amazingly funny movies? When I saw their names on the credit list, I was excited. Seriously, imagine their zany, comedic flair in a movie about a bear that is murdering people in the woods, all while high on cocaine. That shit is gonna be so funny. This is so sick. I can't wait.
Later.
That's it? That's the whole movie? It was just idiots running around the woods for an hour and a half!
What a rip!
Phil and Chris betrayed us! Okay, so I know they were just the producers of this film, and it was actually directed by Elizabeth Banks, the same person who made that shitty Charlie's Angels reboot a few years back. But I'm sorry, that's how I felt watching this movie. I never thought I would be bored watching a movie called Cocaine Bear. I was honestly surprised that the longer I was watching this movie, the more bored I became. And it's not like I was expecting some masterpiece or anything. No, it's Cocaine Bear. Say it with me. Cocaine Bear. This shit should be stupid. Especially since Cocaine Bear was a real thing. Imagine being that old man who found a drug dealer dead in his driveway after he fell to his death, all because he knocked himself out jumping out of an airplane. That's the kind of shit you'd expect to happen in Florida, but this happened in Knoxville, Tennessee. That sounds hilarious. But the movie sadly doesn't do anything with it. And that's what I felt a lot of while watching this movie. Missed opportunities. The movie just plain doesn't go hard enough. Whenever you expect the bear to go apeshit, the movie will oddly cut away either right before or just as it's about to get good. Like, movie, are you not R-rated? Can you not show this stuff all of a sudden? It's not like it's always like that. Watching that nature lover get his leg chewed off was pretty funny. That whole sequence with the ambulance and the TikTok guy was the best part of the whole movie for sure. See, that's what I wanted more of in this movie. Bat-shit insanity. I was wanting some Mortal Kombat levels of brutality with this movie. Have the bear rip a person in half. Have it rip a guy's face off and then wear it like a mask. Have it fumble around with a person's decapitated head. Go all in. Embrace your R rating and your batshit insane premise. Basically, do what James Gunn did to Suicide Squad. That movie is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. A stupid R-rated movie that embraces its batshit insane premise. There's a shark man who eats people and rips them in half. A guy gets completely sliced up by a helicopter. The main antagonist of the movie is a giant fucking starfish. What else is there to say? There's just nothing like that in this movie, and what it does do, I've seen done better in other movies that know how to have fun with themselves. But this movie oddly takes itself kind of seriously. Not always, but like I said earlier, it reeks of missed opportunity. Take this cop, for example, who just bought a dog and is super attached to it, but then he gives it to this woman to look after while he goes after Ice Cube's son. But then later in the movie, she shows up out of nowhere, and it's revealed that she's actually with the drug dealers. And then they treat it like it's this super deep, emotional betrayal, but like, no, it wasn't. They shared like 6 lines of dialogue together. What the woman should have done in the scene was to tell him to shut the fuck up and that they didn't know each other at all. That they were just co-workers and nothing more. He was being all dramatic about it, bringing up the honor of serving the United States of America. And I'm just sitting there in the theater, shifting around in my chair, just wondering, why isn't this funny? They don't do anything with this guy's obsession with being a police officer or his love for this dog that he just got yesterday. The twist makes no sense, but since the cop didn't really know her at all, to be honest, that could have been the point. That would have been really funny. But no, suddenly she feels really bad about betraying the cop. And while all that's going on, I'm just wondering, where is Cocaine Bear? That's why I came to this movie. I don't care about that mom or her dumb kids who played hooky. I don't care about Ice Cube's son and his friend. I don't care about that ranger that's too horny for her own good. Although the Ranger did have one funny moment that I won't spoil, but yeah, it was pretty funny. That's not to say you couldn't be emotional. Suicide Squad had its emotional moments, but it knows what its strength is. You don't go into Suicide Squad for its emotional beats, you go into it to watch a guy get shot in the dick. Funny how the only character that I had any emotional attachment to was Cocaine Bear herself. Not because I found her compelling, but because I was just hoping she would murder everyone in this film, but sadly that's not the case. Hell, I'm just gonna say it, that little girl should be dead. The Cocaine Bear was killing people indiscriminately, but for some reason just spared her. I mean, maybe if she was covered in coke I would understand, but that's not what happens. This R-rated movie cannot come up with a reason for why this kid shouldn't be alive. It's just such a shame. This movie had the potential to be really funny and really entertaining. If it just embraced the insanity of Cocaine Bear, this could have been one of the great B movies out there. But instead, it plays itself too safe, and for an R-rated movie, it's really lacking the extra mile that it needed to go. It has its moments, admittedly, and it's not like it's terrible, but I've seen far better, especially from these two. Maybe if they directed this movie and added in their comedic styling to it, then I'd be way more interested in a sequel if it happens. But as it is, this movie was just kinda meh. If you want my advice, just go watch James Gunn's Suicide Squad for a fun, bloody, stupid romp. And as for Cocaine Bear, well, let's just say the stuffed version got off better in the end.